Jesus is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Prove me wrong. If Jesus isn't God, then why does the Bible call him King of Kings and Lord of Lords? No prophet, no angel, no mere man is ever given this title. Only God reigns supreme over all. Skeptics, can you explain this? The battlefield was set. The forces of evil gathered, ready for war. The world had fallen into chaos, darkness covering the nations. Kings and rulers, mighty in their own eyes, stood defiant. But then, heaven opened, and from the sky, a rider appeared. The rider on the white horse. John, the apostle exiled on Patmos, was given a vision, a glimpse into the final battle, the return of the one who would reign forever. Then I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse. The one sitting on it is called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he judges and makes war. His eyes burned like flames of fire. On his head were many crowns, far more than any earthly king had ever worn. His robe was dipped in blood, not from defeat, but from his victory over sin and death. And he was not alone. The armies of heaven, clothed in fine linen, white and pure, were following him on white horses. This was no ordinary battle. Then John saw something written, a name no one else knew. And as the rider advanced, another name was revealed. King of Kings and Lord of Lords. The supreme authority of Christ. The kings of the earth had gathered against him, armies prepared to fight. But this was no equal battle. From his mouth comes a sharp sword with which to strike down the nations, and he will rule them with a rod of iron. This was the fulfillment of Psalm 2. The kings of the earth rise up, and the rulers band together against the Lord and against his anointed. But he who sits in the heavens laughs. Jesus was not just another king. He was the king. He wasn't just another ruler. He was the Lord. All authority in heaven and on earth belonged to him. The challenge to skeptics. Here's the challenge. If Jesus isn't God, explain this. The Bible is clear. I am the Lord, and there is no other. Besides me, there is no God. Isaiah 45:5. The Lord is King forever and ever. Psalm 10:16. Yet Jesus is given the title King of Kings and Lord of Lords. He is worshipped by the armies of heaven. He alone defeats the powers of darkness. This is not just a good man. This is not just a prophet. This is God Almighty returning in glory. So, if Jesus isn't God, prove me wrong. Closing and call to action. Jesus isn't waiting to be crowned. He already reigns. The question is, do you recognize his authority? If you believe Jesus is God, type Jesus is Lord in the comments. If you don't, explain this passage. For more powerful Bible truths, like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Jesus is King of Kings and Lord of Lords. What will you do with that truth?